Because on this video, I'm going to give you like 7 reasons why partners hide money from each other in a relationship or in a marriage, especially when two people are dating to marriage, and of course it's well spelled and both of them knows what they are working towards, what their plans are. And you see two people hiding, or one partner hiding money from the other partner, or a lot of times you see that partners are not really very open to each other in that relationship. The reason is that number one is lack of communication. You see, a lot of partners will go into the relationship, and of course they have personal needs that they want to shop, like, especially, let me use an example of a woman. A lot of us, we want to shop in relationship. We want to keep, our priorities is to keep our environment very clean. Like personally, I love my home to be beautiful. See, I don't mind changing my curtains like 2-3 times in a year. And my husband is not that kind of person. And of course, a lot of times I try to set aside money when my salary comes. I set aside money because I want the house to, to carry a new paint, because I want the house to look fresh always. And of course, the other way, I want the house to carry a new curtain or something like that. So a lot of times you see that partners that have not really discussed on their priorities before they go into a relationship, you see one partner is always there. She wants the house to be beautiful, and the other partner maybe is interested in saving money for the rainy day. So when proper communication is not given, it's not done in a relationship, and so you have two people trying to hide money, because on the other side, I want to set aside money to get the curtains, and of course to do something because I want the house to wear a different color or something different at a particular time of the year. So I want to set aside money from my pocket because I want to do that. And of course, on the other side, maybe our initial agreement is to have our money come together so that we do some certain things at a particular time of the year as a family or as a couple. So a lot of times you see couples, because they have not really communicated, they have not told themselves, see, we are going to be doing this for this time, and so nobody sets aside money for something different. In as much as you're trying to, or what I'm trying to do to get the house beautiful is for both of us, but because it is not discussed, it is out of the arrangement, it is out of the agreement, so it brings a lot of problems. Number two is lack of trust. You see, when two partners are together, maybe because of past experience, and of course, maybe some certain money was given at a certain time, it was not meant for something. Like I just used an example of getting new curtains, painting the house, and of course spraying the car. When maybe some money was given at some certain time in the relationship or in your early days in dating to marriage, and of course you find yourself in marriage today, and of course you happen to use that money for something else, and of course your partner on the other side is feeling that he or she have to hide some money, because if money is given to you, you take a decision like impulse buying. You go ahead to buy things that are not planned, that are not part of the arrangement for the year or for the time. You go ahead to buy. So when your partner decides, when your partner remembers you do stuff like that, your partner will decide to not maybe trust you and decide to set aside money for some certain things, so that there's always financial freedom when the need comes. So number 3 of the things here is a should I say self-awareness here. You're aware that, see, you need some certain money to send back home to your home. As a woman, you want to send some money back to, or maybe the man, you want to send some money back to your family. And if you discuss those with your partner, it might not go well with your partner, and your partner might disagree with you. When partners notice their partners will disagree with them in stuffs like that, they will not discuss with you. They will set aside some money, and of course they will keep it. And because they don't trust, if they discuss with you, you will agree. They will set aside some money. The next one is desire for financial independence. It still boils down to the same thing, because a lot of us, of course, we are coming from homes, and of course maybe you're used to the character or that space of giving to people freely. Like personally, I love to pay people's school fees. Yes, especially when I see the motherless the fatherless. My work is to just walk into a school, ask of how much is the school fees. I silently pay, and of course I drop the receipt with them. Maybe I go with, a photocopy of it, because this is how I pray and I connect to God. Yes, we have different ways of connecting to God. So when you have, a lot of people will do it because of financial independence, and of course that doesn't go well with as a family or as partners. It wouldn't go well. So these are some of the reasons why people hide money from each other, because if you discuss with your partner, he might not be in that position to say yes, because maybe the kids' school fees have not been paid, there's no food in the house, in the car, there's no gas in the car, and of course there's a lot to do at home. And of course this is you trying to pay school fees for someone or for people that are in need out there, and of course you're trying to drop your need and go for someone else's need. So a lot of times people hide their money for financial independence, so they can go ahead and do whatever they want to do when they will need to do it. Covering up debt, and of course poor way of living. When a partner has a way of maybe doing impulse buying, let me still go back to that. And of course you have, before your salary comes, for those of us that are salary earners, and of course because before your salary comes, you must have used your money. Like if you have worked in an office, let me not use some deep examples. See, a lot of people, actually, I don't do that in an office. So a lot of people are fond of buying things for month end. And of course, so if you go ahead to buy things for month end, and at the end of the day, the money comes, you notice the money would have been spent before the money comes. And so as the money comes, it's not going to go around whatever you're doing. So a lot of times people that are smart enough, when they do their business, they set aside some certain amount of money, or they use that money to settle their debts or whatever is hanging or is waiting. And of course, they wouldn't want their partners to know, because it will be a big problem when your partner gets to know that you're actually buying ahead of your salary or before your salary arrives. So covering up debt and of course financial constraint is one of the things that makes people to hide money from each other, because if you declare what you have, your partner might know exactly what you have, and of course you won't have that freedom to really buy or do some other things as a person. So a lot of people, they try to cover up and of course hide money in an environment like that, where they know their partners will not be in support of them spending their money. And of course, if money comes, maybe they have spent their salaries or the business money before the real money comes. So you get to understand what I'm saying. So the next one is people preparing for uncertainty in a marriage or in a relationship. You see a lot of people who hide their money because they don't know what the relationship holds, or they don't know what the marriage holds. So they will hide their money, because when it comes, of course, those things we don't want in our relationships and of course in marriages, when they fall in, you won't be handicapped, you won't be cash-strapped, you will have some things to fall back to before the next one comes. So a lot of people will hide their money, especially when their partners are not supportive. They won't want to get, of course, they won't want to release money to their partners when they need it, or when some certain things happen in relationships or marriages. You see, a lot of times I have talked to a lady that said her marriage broke when she was having just 250 naira in her pocket. And so for a woman that has just 250 naira in her pocket and she has nothing in her account, what do you expect? So a lot of people, because of uncertainties of relationships break and all the marriage problems, they tend to hide money from their partners. And of course, the different financial priorities too. Like I said, I think whatever I'm saying here, it boils down to the same thing, because a lot of people have different priorities. Just pardon my nails. A lot of people have different priorities, because they are coming from a place where maybe you have a lot of responsibility. Maybe you're the first daughter of the house, and of course you have to pay something, send some amount to your parents, or you're the first son of the house, you have to send some amount to your parents. When it's month end, you have to sort out some things, pay some bills. Sort of. So these are the reasons why a lot of people or partners hide money from each other in a relationship. What I'm saying, it happens in a relationship. If you find yourself in a relationship or a marriage, you trust that a lot of these things, they happen because People don't trust partners when they need this thing or they need money is going to come. So a lot of people want to have some money on, have some backup plans to fall back